Hello, I'm the Universal Critic. I talk about whatever I want, whenever I want. Today I'm doing another trailer reaction video, but this time it's for a new season of The Walking Dead on AMC. So, so yeah, I'm a big fan of The Walking Dead. Let me get one thing straight up. There's going to be a lot of spoilers in this review, so if you have not seen the TV show, do not watch this video. Go out and rent the TV series from Netflix or Redbox or whatever, and then come back and see this video. But if you see, so just throwing that out there. If you haven't seen the show, don't watch this video. Anyway, so Walking Dead. Before I talk about the upcoming third season, you're probably wondering what I thought of the first two seasons. Well, the first season, it did a good job of establishing the characters and things like that. You know, it was rather short, only 13 episodes, but it got to the point. It didn't waste your time. There was surprisingly most of the time was spent developing the characters and the storyline, not just zombie killing. Well, I mean it's gory, but it's not terribly gory. I mean it's as gory as a cable TV show can be. It's not HBO or something. Anyway, well, season 1, yeah, it was short, but it got to the point, and it ended with a very strong finale. Season 2, it started off strong. Like the first 3 episodes were really, really good, but yeah, for the next 4 or 5 episodes after that, it just came to a grinding halt. Like those 4 or 5 episodes were just filler. Like almost nothing interesting happened in them. Most of them anyway. There were a few things that were pretty important, but for the most part, it just took forever. But then halfway through the season, it sped right back up again. And things got back on track. And now we got season 3. So yes, again, spoiler alert, season 3, well, it starts off with Andrea, you know, all know who I'm talking about. Andrea, in the last episode, she got separated from the rest of the group, but was found by a woman named Michonne, who is a hardened survivor and is adapted to this new world. The two of them wander around for a bit and eventually end up in a town called Woodbury, a survivor colony under the dictatorship of a man named the Governor. Meanwhile, Rick and the others find an abandoned prison and set about making it their refuge in this ruined world. You know, going in, killing all the walkers inside, and making it their own little fortress. But then as we go on, we get there's this war between Rick's group and the Woodbury survivors, and that sounds very interesting. Like this season looked like it's going to set up the idea of the human enemy. Like the tagline in the trailer is fight the dead, fear the living. Because you know that's a really good point. I mean, in this world, at least the walkers don't kill their own. The walkers, they're just mindless drones operating on mindless instinct. But humans, they have a choice. They choose to kill people. The walkers have the walkers are just drones. So yeah, that's an interesting idea. I mean, they kind of did that in the first 2 seasons with Shane, but it was just one man. Now we got a whole different people who have adapted, but to survive, but in a completely different way from the others. So yeah. Anyway, I've never read the comic books this series is based on. I'm just gonna throw this out there, but from what I've read on Wikipedia and stuff, this show is a rather loose adaptation of the books. Yeah, I'm not a big comic book person, but now that I've told you what I like about the show, the zombie fighting, the characters, and the story, what's the problem? Well, as much as I like the story, it's not perfect. Well, let me explain. This series, in the very first episode, when Rick comes to Atlanta, he sees a helicopter flying around, and then we don't see it again until the second season finale. And now they have it in this trailer, they're finally going to resolve this plot line. A bunch of the things I saw in this trailer, the helicopter and the character, they're things yeah, remember this plot thread from the first 2 seasons? I lost track of that one, didn't we? Yeah, this show, has the problem of, it promises you answers to plot threads, but it takes forever to get them to you, like I said with the helicopter. Another thing was, in the season 1 finale, Rick is told something by this guy and doesn't tell anyone else, and it's only in the second season finale that we learn what he was talking about, that you come back as a zombie no matter how you die, regardless of whether you're bitten or not. I was yeah, That was pretty important material. You probably could have told us that like a season and half a season ago. Yeah, so that's a big problem. Another problem is like I said, in the first half of the second season, like the pacing is really bad. Like in the first episode of that, in the season 2 opener, there's a one of the little girls of the groups, the little girl in the group, Sophia, goes missing, and they spend the and they spend and the whole like reason they stay in this one place is to find her, and that's all well and good, except that it takes them like 5 or 6 episodes to find her. And I don't mean like they're searching like the entire time. Like it seems like it's almost kept in the background half the time. The 3 episodes are just devoted to like them finding. They find absolutely nothing. Like we don't even see them look for her most of the time. So yeah, but the payoff in that subplot is more than satisfying. And for the sake of anyone, I won't spoil it here because it's just too good for me to describe. It's really, really, really good. So yeah. Over another thing is like the character Merle. In the first season, like they establish him like as like this crazy guy. Like he has problems. Like eventually he gets handcuffed to a pipe and they have to leave him behind. And by the time they get back, he's gone and he escaped by cutting his own hand off. Yeah, and I bet you everyone's wondering, is like, whoa, what happened to this guy? Well, you'll have to find out just this season on the show, because they barely mention him for the rest of the season and the entirety of the second season. Yeah, like, wow, and they show him, and he shows up at the end of this trailer as like, hey, I'm Merle, remember me, I'm still in this show. Yeah, well, that's a. So you know the strong suits and the bad suits. For overall, I really like this show. Again, I've never read the comics, but the show is very interesting, and it's one of the few. I know we've gotten into like a sort of a zombie craze lately. I think we can trace all that back to Zombieland. But before I go, I feel like I should also talk about like the Walking Dead video game, which is based on this series. Well, let me rephrase that. There are 2 Walking Dead games. One's already out, another one's coming next year. The one that came out this year is based on the comic book series. The one next year is based on the TV series. So, probably wondering what I think of the Walking Dead game. It's awesome. It actually plays like episodes of the show. Like, it's got all the moral dilemmas and the character development, and there's actually relatively little zombie killing. I don't get on. There is gore in this one. It's violent, it's scary, just like you'd expect, but there's actually most of the time the story comes first. It's not like Left 4 Dead, which is just the story is a little more than the excuse to kill zombies. No, in this one, the stories and the characters come first, and that's why I like this show and the video game. Story and characters have to come first. The gore is just sort of an afterthought. Not to say, well, no, wait, let me rephrase that. It's not an afterthought. It complements the story. Like, when characters are it's not about seeing people die, for the most part. It's about seeing them survive. You want them to... Well, some of them you want to survive. Others you like... You're like Shane. Yeah, Shane was a crazy guy. So, yeah, anyway, the show is it's about seeing good people survive. Well, no, let me rephrase that. It's not about seeing good people survive. It's like seeing people survive, but it's how they choose to survive and adapt to this new world that makes them interesting. Yeah, that's what makes it interesting. It kind of asks the question, how do there's different ways of doing it. There's no real right way and there's no real wrong way. Just like in real life, sometimes there are no clear answers, just different ways of doing things. So now you know what I think of the upcoming season. I'm really looking forward to it. And I'm the Universal Critic. I talk about whatever I want, whenever I want, and see you next time.